everybody, thank you so much for joining me. This is probably going to be the first video I post on my new page, the Craft Hangover Cure. So what I want to make today is a bead wreath. I'm sorry I don't have a picture of the bead wreath, but I'll try and put one in the video. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have a base. This is an 18-inch in diameter bead wreath I got from Hobby Lobby. They're really cute. They come in different sizes, but I like for it to be pretty big and nice, though. I usually go with 18-inch as my base. I am going to be doing a magnolia wreath. So what I'm going to use, and my supplies that you'll need are, I got these magnolia flowers they're from Ashland, from Michael's. And I also got some eucalyptus stem and berries from Michael's as well, and these are by Ashland. So grab the floral you want. You can basically use whatever floral you want to use. The one things that you are going to want to make sure you have that I use are zip ties. These are green zip ties I got from Hobby Lobby. Some wire cutters, and then potentially some scissors if you need any, and floral tape. And floral tape is definitely optional, but you know, I like to have a polished look at the end of all my wreaths. And as you can tell, I have a helper with me today, my daughter, who's very vocal and very demanding. So my little toddler here, who you'll probably hear a lot of as we go. So I like to start off with the stems as part of my base, and usually I do 4 to 5 flowers, just depending on what the look is. Sometimes I do a magnolia with a sunflower, so I want to make sure it looks good. So I'll probably do a little more, maybe 3 and 3. So what I do is I first cut off my magnolias, and I leave enough to be able to bend it so that the flower sticks up when I attach it to my base. So I would say I cut it about 3.5 inches below the flower, the end of the flower. So I'm gonna cut this one about the same. I'd say maybe go closer to 4 inches. That way you have a little bit more room. I think I'm only gonna do 4 on this one. So I'm gonna get my 4 flowers already cut. So I have my 4 flowers cut, my 4 magnolias. As you can see here, this one has the magnolia leaf was a little too high, so I usually take it off. So I have my flowers here, my 4 magnolias. I'm gonna put them to the side for now. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my stems, my eucalyptus stems, and I'm going to cut them right at the bottom of where they start. So these are probably going to be a little higher. I'm going to cut it just a little bit short. And I usually use 2 of them. It just depends on what you want your look to be, but I usually use about 2 of them. So all that's left is just basically the stem, which I actually cut up to throw away nicely in the trash, and don't have these big long sticks to throw away. Instead I have it broken up into here. Yes, thank you for being my helper. So good job. So I'm just basically cutting the rest of my stems to make it small enough to go inside my trash can without poking and hurting anybody. The next thing I want to do is grab my zip ties. I want to make sure I take off the tags from my stems. At this point, I'll decide if I want to separate the stems even further. You can see here, this one's kind of poking out a little, and this part's kind of long. I think I'm actually going to cut this one. So it's just one long stem. I'm still going to use this one, but this is just one long stem. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 3 zip ties and basically zip tie my stem down. So I hope you can see that. So I'm going to get zip ties and pull them through. I use zip ties for everything. So if you want to be making flowers and wreaths for yourself, I would say invest in some good zip ties. These are pretty good. I like the green because it kind of blends everything in. I'm going to cut it short. I know it looks awkward right now, but I'm going to go and get a second zip tie and secure my stem onto the base right here, so that it is starting to form around my base. So get it nice and secure. I'll either leave this as is or cut a little bit so it's not poking out too much. And then I'm going to want to get probably somewhere not too close to the top, but maybe, let me move some of this so you guys can see. This is the top of my stem. I'm going to probably go a little bit further below, maybe right there, and get it nice and tight onto my frame. So there you go. It's nice and pretty, nice and quite on there. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'll probably go this way for a little bit, and then I'm going to kind of have it gather around this way, and then kind of like maybe, I like to have my bases offset, so I know that looks weird, but maybe like midway through, I'm going to change course. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact thing that I did here. I'm going to leave everything on here, and I'm going to grab my zip ties and I'm going to attach to my base. And a couple of things to keep in mind here. If these are not on as securely as you want, I'm sorry, not on as securely as you want, it's okay, because you're gonna still attach the magnolia, so you might be able to bring in the, you might be able to securely tighten it more when you attach the magnolia. So I'm just gonna keep on going, and then you can manipulate your stems to however you want them to look. So just be a little gentle. Sometimes they can come off. So I think I'm going to attach the next zip tie up top over here, just so it's kind of nice and secure. And now I didn't cut the third piece off this one, only because, oops, the first one I did is going to probably be the top part of my, it's going to be kind of facing above my flower. So I hope this all makes sense when it's all said and done. My daughter says it makes sense, so that's a good thing. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to kind of place where I want my magnolias to be, to see how far down I want to go. Typically, I would not like any zip ties showing, so I'll probably have my first one here, my second one there, my third one here, and my fourth one here. So hope you guys can see that. So it's nicely spaced. So I'm probably going to want to have my other stem coming all the way out to about right here. So I'm going to keep on going. Now that I've kind of attached two, I'm going to attach the other two this way. Again, I apologize for my daughter. She likes to be very much involved. And in my room, no matter what I do, when I'm working, she loves to be in here. So just bear with me with her, please. She just, it's probably easier that way. If not, she's banging down my door, and I don't want that either. So, okay, so again, kind of coming here. Make sure your floral is looking up, so most of the green is showing. So, again, I'm just going to want to do this. I might just attach two here because I'll probably be attaching a magnolia in this section. And I'm going to want to bend this a little outwards only because I want to be able to have some of those stems popping out so it's not completely hidden by the magnolia flowers. It's okay, baby. It's all right. Okay, so it's coming along. Again, you can kind of manipulate your stems. Looks like I might have some extra stems, and I'm probably going to want to end with this as my top one. So actually it looks better with this right here. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Attach. And if you're thinking already about how you don't like how you can see the zip ties through, don't worry, because that is what I have my floral tape for. So I know I said it's optional, but it just depends on what you like.
Mommy, I want to have your friend.
Okay, can you please be quiet?
I want to have your friend.
In a minute, okay?
Please.
All right. So I'm attaching this here.
I want to talk to Lemon. I want to talk to Lemon. I want to talk to Lemon.
Pull this up a little bit. Ariana,
What?
please stop.
No.
Okay, so as you can see, here is my base. And all the stems are attached the way I want them to. I'm just gonna kind of come back and see how I want everything to be looked and how separated I want everything to be. And it's looking really good. The only thing I probably might want to do is maybe add one more magnolia. So I might do that really quickly. So yeah, I think I'm going to do 5. I think that'll give it that nice look. So I can always come back and add more stems if I want to, but I'm just going to stop right there. So I'm going to want to try and go to the first, gotta get the stem off, to the first zip tie. Try and have it where it's not, I'm covering it, but it's not showing. So all I'm gonna do, I apologize for my video. All I'm going to do is just kind of layer my floral, my stem for my magnolia right next to this, the bottom stem. And don't be afraid if it falls over, you can always manipulate. So I'm just going to take it and zip tie it as tight as I can get. And don't be afraid because you can move your magnolia which direction you need to so that it sticks up. I like to try and do 2, if you look right here, I like to try and do 2 zip ties because look how it is right now, but if I put a second one, sorry, it'll make it kind of stick a little bit further up. So I'm just going to kind of go to the next groove. And by groove, I mean spaces in between the beads. I'm gonna try and go to my next groove to get my spot. And as you can see, it's not taking very long. I'm gonna wanna say it's probably gonna take a little bit longer. What's gonna take the most time is covering the zip ties with floral tape. So again, I'll show you that here in a few.
Mom,
What, baby?
I want.
Okay.
Mom,
So,
I want to eat that.
okay, baby girl. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and position it nicely where they're not too much overlaying each other, but they still are kind of close to each other. So, hope you can see that. I'm just gonna get my 2 zip ties. And zip tie this floral on, this magnolia on. So There we go. This has actually been a very popular look. It's really nice and clean. I love it. You can do more than just magnolias. You can do sunflowers and other big roses and flowers. Yes, sweetie. No, that's not for you. Thank you.
I opened it.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I told you my daughter likes to help. Okay, can you close it?
No, I'm going to
No, I don't want it thrown away because you gotta cover it. Okay, hurry. Sorry.
Hey.
Sorry about that.
That's
Okay, go sit down.
okay.
All right. Trying to get her entertained with some Cocoa Melon on Netflix, but that only lasts for so long. All right, so we have 2 so far. I'm gonna keep it going. Doesn't really matter which way your stem goes. This is right in the middle. Let me see here. So I don't like, if you can see here, sorry, I don't like how there's like a lot of stuff you can kind of see from beneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another layer of eucalyptus here to kind of help break everything up. So I'm going to cut it a little though. Ariana, remember mommy's making a video.
No.
She's headstrong. So,
I'm
all right.
watching Mom.
Okay, baby girl.
I want to hold me.
Okay, in a minute, okay? Mommy's almost done.
Okay.
All right. So, as you can see, it kind of gave it a little bit more oomph here, for lack of a better word. All right, so I'm going to just find another spot along the way that's not going to have too much overlapping with another zip tie to pin this one down. I think I found a good spot. And remember, I'm probably going to layer magnolia on there, and I'll probably go ahead and pin it down with the magnolia stem. So don't freak out if it doesn't work. So all right, so I'm going to maybe give it a little bit more space, only because that's a lot of prettiness right there. And I'm going to find the spot for my magnolia. So I promise this will make sense if you're following along and making your own. I'm sure it'll pretty much make sense as you go along because it's pretty easy. You just have to make sure to not be afraid of your flowers and messing them up, and learn how to control a zip tie. So got one zip tie in. One more to go. All right. It's going good so far. Alright. Sometimes I do double layer zip tie. That's okay, because again, I told you at the end, we're gonna put floral tape to kind of help it make a little nicer, make it look a little nicer and more polished. Bear with me. All right. Do you see how the magnolia is kind of lying this way? Yeah. All you have to do is twist it, and it goes straight up. All right, we're almost done. We've got 2 more to go. So I'm gonna want to bend. I bend it so it kind of helps you with the look and it going up.
Mom.
I bent it.
Mom.
Yes, sweetie pie.
Well, I touched it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't want to touch it. I want to
She
do
loves
everything in
to
it.
touch everything in my office. It's very frustrating sometimes. All right. So many of you guys know I went back to work, so now I want to focus more so on doing how-to videos, which I love. So this is still a way for me to craft and get my creative outlet out, and but still balance out my work as well. So I enjoy being back at work. It's definitely a change. For those of you guys who don't know, I was actually a stay-at-home mom for about 3 years, and now I'm back in the workforce, and it's definitely a change, but a great change. Didn't want to stay out too long, so I'm glad to be back in the office. Well, actually I work from home, but I'm glad to be able to be back and working. I want this to be really, really lively, so I'm gonna add another stem, and that's good because it's actually gonna cover the stem from all the way up here, which my magnolia might not do. So if you can see here, it's gonna be really nice and full.
Hey, my nut.
And excuse you. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. That is not very ladylike. And she watches a lot of Peppa Pig, so I will blame Peppa Pig.
No, I didn't.
All right. Like I said, I can try and do this video without her in here, but it's just a lot more work because she'll just come pounding on my door wanting to come in. So one of the reasons I liked being able to make wreaths and kind of hang out at home was because I was able to tend to my children and still work. So it's a nice little balance. All right, perfect. So almost done. I have my last magnolia to put in. And I appreciate you guys being patient as I complete my first video to be on this page. So definitely not the first video I've made, but my first video that I'm posting to this group. So I apologize. All right, so this is complete. You can kind of see everything. I think this side is lacking with stem. So I'm going to try and see if I can put one more on. I don't have any more to kind of help balance out that look. So I'm going to attach one more. Come on, baby girl.
Mom, hold it up.
Okay.
I will hold up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to attach this last stem here to make it look a little bit more balanced on side to side, but you don't always have to. Just something I'm doing. Again, at the end, you're going to see a nice, beautiful magnolia bead wreath, and you're probably not even going to see the zip ties. This one probably needs to be strengthened a little more. Ariana, I'm still working, baby. I'm almost done, okay?
No.
Raising a strong, vocal little girl here. All right, so as you can see, I'm done. You can stop here. You can add another one here if you'd like. I think it looks pretty with the 5. What I'm gonna do next is turn it around. Let's see if you guys can see it from this point of view. Do you see how I have all my zip ties now showing? All I'm gonna do is take a strip of floral tape, take a little strip, and I'm just gonna kind of come from underneath, and I am going to cover my zip tie. So I'm not gonna do the whole thing here today, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what I do. Just get a little bit of floral tape. I don't even think you saw that. Get a little bit of floral tape and make sure to secure it. A lot of it is sticky on its own, so it should stay. If it doesn't, you can also get a glue gun to kind of help make the tape stay, but it's pretty sticky. So you shouldn't have any issues in getting the floral tape to stay.
Mom.
Yes, sweetie.
Mom.
Yes.
I want the water.
Okay.
I have water.
You do have it. See how I just get it? Probably stop it right there and get it to stick down. So I just do that throughout the whole thing to kind of cover it and give it that nice look. But when you're done, you just have to kind of go back and adjust your magnolias to make sure you like the way it looks. So that's it. I'll post a picture of it when it's all done, and you guys can tell me what you think. I hope this helps you in being able to put one together. Again, you don't have to use magnolias. I've used sunflowers and magnolias, sunflowers only, and daisies as well. So At Michael's, they actually sell really pretty daisies, and they have a hook in the back.
Woo!
Okay, well, I don't know if that's actually going to always be around, but I used it with their spring collection this year. So give me a thumbs up, like, please, and follow. Actually, just so you guys know as well, I am going to be posting this on a YouTube channel, probably called The Craft Hangover Cure as well. Thank you.
Cut.